so 127, we're off. The goal today is just share some information and answers to help you be better with 127. I think we'll come around the room, we'll field opinions from different people on these. Then that's about it for today. Just get through this homework and help you. Then what's going on tomorrow, you have a review sheet already in your hands. It goes up to 3.4. I think it just had a front and then it had a graph paper that went with it. So tomorrow we'll review that paper on this present calendar. That's Thursday this week. Friday we would take a quiz that's on this, and it'll be a couple more days before you get a new lesson, which is going to be about slope, which you have some knowledge already about slope from other years and from doing PSAT review and different things. But 127, let's do this before we hit up these 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 answers. Does anybody need a reminder of what the rules are for what makes an equation be linear from us eyeballing it? Does anybody need a breakdown of what the 3 rules were? Let's do it anyway. What's the 3 rules for linear? Okay. Okay, we can't have variables multiply other variables. So if that happened, that's thumbs down.
Can't have the same
No. Can't have a variable on a bottom. So any variable on a bottom, that's a no. And then what's the 3rd rule of things we're not allowed to have? No, we can have 2 variables. We got that one. Yeah, we can't have variables multiply other variables. We can't have variables on the bottom. And there's a 3rd thing that's, we can't have powers. Can't have powers on our variables. So if we're good, we say yes. If we broke any of those rules, we'll just have to identify which one. Question about what the goal of this section is? So what do you think for 2?
Oh, I still need to get another book.
Okay. Yeah, 2 is a yes. 4 is a no. Why is that one a no? You can't have variables multiply other variables. 6 is a no. Why? The powers. 8.
No.
That's a no. Why a no? Okay. Let me double back in just a sec. 10, I thought? That's a yes. Back to 8. Anybody need anything on what 1 to 10, why it broke the way any of those broke? Yeah, if you're not there yet, head to 127, because you never know when I might ask a follow-up question of you or something. So 8, I agree with the no. How come you're saying no?
Is the X and Y.
Yeah, you can't have a variable on the bottom. Last call, 1 to 10. Okay, 12 to 20, there's different books with different thoughts about what standard form means. What did I tell you I was hunting for these? How do I want my standard form?
Variables on the one side.
X and Y on the same side as each other, and then the number, get it out of there. So some of these might already be in standard form, others may not be, but 12, what do you think?
X plus 2y equals -1.
That's close.
Is it minus?
One of your signs is off.
Is it x minus 2y?
It is, yeah. We can go, there's 2 correct answers. We can either go x minus a 2y to equal a -1 with a positive x, a negative y, and a -1. Or you could go complete opposite of that. You could have a negative x with a positive 2y, but then that would equal a positive 1. Strangely enough, if all of your signs are wrong, that makes you right. What you can't have is some signs the same and some different from the real answer. 14?
Y minus 6y equals -23.
You got some numbers that aren't there. Let me come back in a sec for 14. 16?
2y
2y plus 0, or 2x plus 0y equals 6.
I could go with that. You don't need to have the plus 0y. You're okay to have the plus 0y. The book prefers the plus 0y. I prefer not to have the plus 0y, but we all get to be right on that. That can go either way. But we do want to get 2x, and that's going to equal a positive 6. If all your signs are opposite, again, that's fine. Rerun on 14. You ready to rerun 14?
The 2 equals 6x minus y.
Yeah, that can work. Yeah, you said something about a 23 last time. There's not.
Oh yeah.
There wasn't a 23 there. But yeah, we can go 2 on a side being positive, and then that would equal a y minus 6x. I believe that's, wait, a 6x minus y, sorry. If 2 is positive, we're going to get a 6x minus y. And again, if all your signs are opposite of what I'm saying, you're good. 18?
Y equals 9.
I just leave it the way it is. I don't have a dispute with that. If you wanted to put in a plus 0x, feel free, but I don't require that of you. 20 looks weird because of the square root. Just don't let the square root bother you. It's just going to go along for the ride.
Would it just be 3x plus 25y?
No, we don't need to change anything. Just keep the root 3 as a root 3. Keep the 5 as a 5. Just get them to the same side, either side.
So it would just be square root of 3x minus 5y.
Equals.
0?
Yep. Yep. So we could either go root 3x minus the 5y to equal 0, or you could go 5y minus the root 3x equals 0. Either way works. Anybody need help up to 20 getting stuff in standard form? 22, probably easier for me to describe the graphs than you to try to describe the graphs. So let me just kind of give you a description of where the graph is going to land. To support your graph, you would either need a table or you would need to have some intercepts written down that support like what this looks like. But 22, if you get the line in the right spot, it should touch the x-axis 9 spots to the right of the origin. It should touch the y-axis 3 squares above the origin, and then you'd play connect the dots with that. 24, if you get the line in the right spot, the x-axis touch would be 6 left of the origin. The y-axis touch would be 3 above the origin, and connect those. 26, the x-axis touch would be over 2 to the right. The y-axis touch would be up 6. 28, the x-axis touch would be like left 1.5 squares. It wouldn't touch the corner of a square on the x-axis. It would cut in the middle of a square at like negative 1.5. The y-axis touch would be up 3. 30, the y-axis touch would be up 3. The x-axis touch is going to be in a partial square somewhere. Let's track this one a different way. From the touch of 3, like we're up 3 above the origin for a touch point on the y-axis. If you go down 2 and right 5 from there, you should be still on your line, riding down 2, right 5, down 2, right 5. That line should run that way. 32, x-axis touch is to the right 5, y-axis touch would be up 4, and then just connect those with the line. Does anybody need some guidance about how to build a table, what the thing looked like, anything?
Where was 28 touching?
28 was going to touch up 3 would be a touch point, and then the x-axis touch point would be left 1.5 squares.
Okay.
Anybody else through 32? Recap of where this line would land. or more importantly, like the table or the intercepts or the process that goes into locating and graphing that line? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would like the whole like process.
Okay, like pick one out.
26.
26. So 26 is in standard form. So if the equation is in standard form, the first thing I'll try to tinker with are these two special ordered pairs that are called the intercepts. So when this works is, if these two numbers on the x and y in standard form can divide evenly into that, we're going to be good with this system. I would use this system anytime I'm in standard form and anytime the numbers are divisible. This is the scheme I'm going to run. You don't have to do what I do, but I think that's the easiest way to do this type. Okay. So for this one, if x is 0, I just cover up the xy stuff with my hand, and that just flat out tells me y equals 6. So on my graph paper, I'd go up 6 and make a dot for that, and we're halfway home. Okay with that? Okay, for this one, if y is 0, I'm going to cover up the y with my hand, and then just solve that by doing an opposite. Since 3 is trying to multiply, I divide 3, the x is going to be 2. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this intercept is called 2, 0. That's right 2, so I'm going to go there. And then I just grab a ruler and make a nice straight line that connects those two dots. Okay. Thought I saw another hand. Did that answer the question that when he hit his question up? Is there anybody else that has a question up to the 32 zone? Let's go up another section. So yesterday I told you ignore these directions. Okay, the directions on this group said find the intercepts. They demanded that of you. If it were a question like this, I like to do intercepts, but they didn't all lay out this way. Not all the problems are in standard form. Not all the standard form ones are divisible. Not all the intercepts are easily found. So I would not necessarily do intercepts on all of these. On some of these, I might make a table, because I think the table is just maybe a little bit better way to go. But that's kind of like up to you. 34 graph should have a y-axis touch point that's 4 below the origin. The x-axis touch point is going to be 4 to the right of the origin. If you did it another way, like by making tables and stuff, it's just going to keep going up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. It's going to just go diagonal line. It's going to split every corner of every square by going up 1 over 1 all the time. 36 has one similarity to 34. How is 36 similar in appearance to 34? It's the 4 below. So 36's touch point is 4 below the origin, just like 34 was. But it's going to be a much steeper line. Where it touches the x-axis is not going to be a whole number. It would touch at 1 1/3 squares. And it's kind of hard to judge 1 1/3 squares. So another way to judge this might be to just see, does your line keep going up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1? If you keep clipping corners of squares by going up 3 over 1, then yeah, your line is also in the right spot. 38, x-axis touch point is right 5. The y-axis touch point is down 3. Make a line that goes through those. So it would be a positive uphill sloped line. 40, the y-axis touch point is 2 below. The x-axis touch point would be 1 to the left. And then we'd get a line through those. 42, x-axis touch point would be right 4. Y-axis touch point would be up 2. And then make a line that goes through that. I would have probably done intercepts on 3 or 4 of those. I would not have tried to have done intercepts on 36. I probably wouldn't have done intercepts on 40 either. I might have. That's a toss-up. 38, 42, 100% guarantee I'm doing the intercept system. 40, 34 would depend on my mood of the day. 36, I would not do intercepts. Anybody to 42 group? Any kind of questions there about lines or process? 36. Okay, so 36, First, I'm going to make an exchange. A lot of people are uncomfortable with A's and B's, so instead of 3A, I'm going to put 3X minus 4, and instead of B, I'm going to put Y. Anytime the book tries to switch me to A, B, or P, Q, I just go back to X, Y, because I just think people are happier about that. This isn't in standard form. 3 can't divide into 4 anyway. This one's going to be a real pain to do the intercepts with. So what I'm going to do is make myself a table. Do you understand why I made that choice? Okay. You might feel even more comfortable, instead of the equals y at the end, maybe you'd rather have the y equals at the beginning. You can switch that. That makes it look more like other things we've done. When it's y equals, we always pick 0, 1, and 2 for x life. You okay with that choice? Then we just stick them in. 3 times 0, subtract 4, that's negative 4. 3 times 1, subtracts 4, that's negative 1. 3 times 2 is 6, subtracts 4, that's 2. Then do you need me to keep going to graph? You good from there? Anybody need more information up to 42? Yes, sir. 40? So 40 is y equals negative 2 minus 2x. How comfortable are you making tables usually?
Like me or is it?
You personally?
I usually just do tables.
Okay, then I would just do a table for that. Since it's y equals, just put 0, 1, and 2 in for x, and just make a table and go. Do you need me to help you do the table? No. Your other approach would have been, if you got x and y to a side, then you could have done that intercept thing that we did on the, you had asked me about number 20, yeah, you had asked me about 26. If you got x and y to a side, you could have done it the way we did 26 together. But if you like tables, it's already set up like a y equals thing is kind of ready-made to just hit it up with a table. Go ahead and do that though.
Yeah, I think I just don't did standard form.
Okay. Yeah, if it's already in standard form, like for 42, then we would do 42 the way we did 26, but I can do 42 again with you if you want another run at a standard form one.
No.
You okay? Yeah, 42 and 38 are set up like 26 was, because they're in standard form and the numbers are able to divide evenly into that final number. So those are good for that intercept find. Anybody else need some guidance up to 42? In 44, you can describe to me what your line looks like a lot easier, so we'll go back to having people take turns. So if I were going to describe my line, I'd say something like, I'm going to go right 2 and my line goes vertical. Or I'm going to go down 3 and my line goes horizontal, something like that. Tell me where you went and then whether your line went vertical or horizontal. But there's no diagonalness left. These are all going to be horizontal and vertical lines to finish these off. So I think we're to you for 44. Where do you think? It is right 4 and it is vertical. That's true. 46? Yeah, it is horizontal. You're right with that. Where did it go relative to the origin? Down 3. Yeah, go down 3. Go horizontal. 48? Left 3 and it is vertical. That's true. 50?
You go up 5.
You go. Yep, up 5 and it's horizontal. Volunteer who did the algebra to solve and get the x alone. If you get 52, x equals, where will the line end up for 52?
Left 5.
Left 5, and then it's a vertical line. And then the last one, somebody that did the down 4 horizontal. Question about anything from 3-4. Is there anybody who's playing catch up that you want to ask a quick question about 3-3 or 3-2? Okay, well, we'll call that quits for a day.